personal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose name was Sri Govinda Ghosh. As all of you know that tomorrow is the disappearance day of Sri Govinda Ghosh. So we should not do any delay. We should start the divine pastimes of Sri Govinda Ghosh. So let us meditate on his lotus feet in this very auspicious day. Because in the Bhagavatam, it is stated that if someone hear the glories of a devotees, so his heart get cleansed. Because you can see that in the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, it said, Narayana namaskritam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatam vyasam tato jayamudirayet. And then it is mentioned also, Nashta prayasho vadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Nityam bhagavata sevaya means we should serve that bhagavata daily or constantly. And then there is two kind of bhagavatam. There are two kinds of bhagavatam. One is grantha bhagavat, which is what we know all the scriptures or Srimad Bhagavatam. And another point is that another Bhagavatam is that person Bhagavatam, or who is the devotee of Lord Bhagavan. So, as much as we understand that we should hear the glories of devotees, so tomorrow is the disappearance day of Sri Govinda Ghosh. So let us just meditate some divine pastimes of his with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Govinda Ghosh in Gaura Ganadesh Deepika, verse number 188, it mentioned Kalavati Rasullasah Gunatunga Vrajastitaha Shri Vishaka Kritam Geetam Gayanti Samyadah Tamataha Govinda Madhavananda Vasudeva Yataka Kramam. It said Govinda, Madhava, and Vasudev were three gopis in Braja. So they were three brothers in the Kali Yuga, and they are personal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So what was their name? The name was Kalavati, Rasullasa, and Gunhatunga. So who used to sing the song of now they used to sing the song which is composed by Vishaka. That and okay connection. So and these three brothers Vasudev, Madhav, and Govinda Ghosh, they are very, very famous, and they're extremely famous in the Chaitanya Lila for their singing. The Madhava, he used to have a very sweet voice, and even Govinda Ghosh, he has very sweet voice. And in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it said that there was no one in this three world as famous as Madhav Ghosh. Madhav Ghosh is the brother of Govinda Ghosh. And also said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu danced to the kirtan of these three brothers, Govinda, Madhav, and Vasudev. It's mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavata. So Srila Govinda Ghosh Thakur is known for his most sweet kirtans at the annual Ratha Yatra festival celebrated by Lord Chaitanya at the Jagannath Puri. So as we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he lived in Jagannath Puri for so many years, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to celebrate Ratha Yatra festival with all of his associates. So when he left Bengal, that West Bengal, and he went to Jagannath Puri, so all the devotees wanted to go with him, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "No, don't come. You stay here, and when the Ratha Yatra will come, you all can join with me that time." So all the Bengal devotees from the different place of the Bengals. They used to join Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Rath Yatra festival. So Govinda Ghosh used to go also, and he used to sing. He was a leader of Kirtaniyas. So there the few groups. I exactly can't recall how many groups was there, but he was in charge for fourth group, where the Chota Haridas Thakur also there. So he was a lead Kirtaniya. And there are some descriptions, but we'll take one. Um, so Sri Govinda Ghosh, he was born in a Kashyapa family, you know, and his Shripat means his birthplace was Agradip. So, and Govinda Ghosh is also known as Ghosha Thakur. Some, village people used to call him the Ghosha Thakur, Govinda Ghosh Thakur. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it said, and just I'll recite the verse. Govinda Madhava Vasudev Tinavai Jasavar Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai. It's very, very sweet verse. Govinda, Madhava, and Vasudev, Tin Bhai, they're three brothers. Jar Savar Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu used to dance in their Kirtan performance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhu used to dance. Jar Savara Kirtana Nache. In their Kirtana, in their Kirtan performance, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu used to dance. So these three brothers, Govinda, Madhav, and Vasudev, all belong to the Kashyapa family. Of course, we have discussed already. And Govinda established the Gopinath temple in Agra Deep, where he resides. So that is also another incident. So in the end of this session, I'll share this incident with all of you. But first, we'll read few more shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhuro Aghai Nityananda Gaure Chalila. Prabhuro Aghai means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu to go to Bengal for preaching, and he sent the Basudev and Madhava with Nityananda Prabhu and also Ramadas. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept Govinda with himself. Ramadas Madhava Vasudeva Ghosh Prabhu Sange Rahe Govinda Priya Santosh. So Govinda Ghosh, however, remained with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri, and thus felt, of course, if someone stay with Lord, he will feel fully satisfied, because Yashmin Tushte Jagat Tushta. If someone serves Lord, they will be satisfied. Why? Because Lord is full of bliss. Sachid Anandamay Vigraha. In this world, if we serve someone, we may not feel in this way that we are very, very santush. We are not that much satisfied. Rupa Goswami Pad said on his, I think there is in Paidavali, कामादीनां कथिन कथिदा पालिता दुर्निदेशा तेषां जातामयि न करुणा न तृपा न पश्यन्ति. He was describing about the materialistic master, who doesn't have any compassion for us. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as you know, he is Nama Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Nama, is the most merciful, not incarnation. Krishna himself is incarnated as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For what? Brahmara Durlabha Prayam Savakara Jache. He was distributing even the that love of Godhead, which is not attainable by even Brahma, but he was distributing freely. Jugata vichar na kare, deho jare tare. He doesn't consider anyone's designation, anyone's qualification. Jugata vichar na kare. So that's why Govinda Ghosh, he was very, very pleased or satisfied because he was with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And once the incident, Govinda accompanied Lord Chaitanya and his devotees when they left Nilachal for Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went for Vrindavan tour. So one day, after finishing his lunch, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so after having food, we need some mouth freshener, isn't it? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also looked for that. Then Govinda Ghosh was his servant that time. So Govinda Ghosh just went, to search Haritaki. I don't know what it is called in English, but in Hindi also it's called Haritaki. So Haritaki. So he went nearby and he found some Haritaki in the village. So what he thought, that okay, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu needs Haritaki every day, and after having food or after having his prasadam, so why don't I keep some Haritaki with me, and later on I can give to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu whenever he needs. I don't need to go again and search, and then find, then come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then give to him. So I don't need to do all this. All simply I can keep with myself, and whenever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will ask, I can give. So his intention was completely pure. We can't say that his intention was wrong. His intention was not wrong. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not happy with his intention, or not intention, by his no, that action. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, next day he had his prasadam, lunch prasadam. Then he asked again mouth freshener. Then Govinda Ghosh immediately gave to him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, Govinda, yesterday you took such a long time, but how come today you give me it so soon? Govinda said, my dear Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yesterday I went there and I kept, I got so many Haritakis so that I can give you every day, how many you need, as far as your need. Uh, and I kept the remaining remains Haritaki with me, and today I gave from there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Govinda, this is not a proper attitude or etiquette of a Vaishnava or a sannyasi or a renounced person. So I think that this is the mentality of a girasta. So you should not be with me now. So you should go to your home and get married. Govind was heartbroken. He said, "Oh my dear Prabhu, and all was my intention was to serve you only. I don't want to, I don't want any delay in your service." So that's why I kept Haritaki. She said, "No, you have to go." Uh, all of you know that Sri Chaitanya is very very strict with his statement and the rules, like Chuta Haridas Thakur. Although Chuta Haridas Thakur didn't do that much, he didn't commit any mistakes. He just thought on his mind, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left him. He didn't even glance at him. Everyone was requesting for Chota Haridas Thakur, the junior Haridas Thakur, that hey, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please forgive him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't know. He said, okay, if you request me so, I'll leave this place and I'll go alone somewhere else. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very strict. And he said, no, Govinda, you should go. So as you stored these things, so you have not been able to give up the mentality of storing the things. So perhaps you had better stay back here or go back to your home. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instruct him to install Gopinath deity. Sorry. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him to go back to your home, get married, and then install a Gopinath deity and serve him. So Govinda Ghosh, as an obedient servant, Guru Mukha Padma Vaikya Chithyate Kariya Kyarna Kariya Mana Asha, whatever Guru have instruct us, we should follow it with our heart, with our all abilities. We should not say, Guru Maharaj, I can do this. Hey, my counsel, I can't do this. No, we should say, yes, sir, I can try my best. So Govinda Ghosh, as a very obedient servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went back to home. So he back home, the Angradip, and however, despite the Lord's reassuring words, he felt miserable to have been left behind by Lord Chaitanya. So he was feeling bad. So Srila Prabhupada in Sri Chaitanya Chaitamrita, uh, Srila Prabhupada quoted on that pastimes. Srila Prabhupada said, "It is not necessary for a Vaishnava to keep a stock of food for the next day." So it's not that necessary to keep a stock, because this is the mentality of a miser person. He keeps, and this is the mentality of a person who doesn't have faith for the Lord's arrangement, Lord's mercy. He has full faith on himself. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Pakriti kriyamanani gunakarmani sarvasaha ahankara ahankara bimuratma kartahamiti manyate. He thinks himself as a doer, but this is not a fact. Fact is that Krishna is only the doer. Krishna is only doer. Krishna maintains everything. Krishna gives everything to us. Bahamiyam. Krishna carries whatever needs of his devotees. So, Srila Prabhupada continue, he should receive only sufficient grain to last one day. So a devotee or a Vaishnava should keep that much stock that he can survive today only. And for next day, he should be completely, in the next day, he must again depend on the Lord's mercy. This is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When his personal servant Govinda sometimes kept a stock of Haritaki, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised him, saying, "Why did you keep a stock for the next day?" Srila Rupa Goswami and others were begging daily from door to door for their sustenance. And they never attempt to stock their ashrama with food for the next day. And uh, as we can read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and other books, will never find, that any associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept something in their home, in their ashram. Even Srivas Thakur, he was a Brahmana. He used to go to, he used to live his life by begging only. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Shivash, you have such a big family, a giant family. You have so many members, and you have to maintain them. And you are not doing any job. You are not doing any Brahmanical activity so that you can get Lakshmi and you can, maintain your family. He said, "My dear Lord, I just clap 3 times, and whatever I get, I'll maintain myself." And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very, very happy with him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, even if the day come that Lakshmi will go for begging, but Shivash, you'll never feel any, poverty in your life. I guarantee you that. So when we completely surrender to Krishna, so that is Krishna's responsibility to take care of us. So people in this world, they don't want to fully surrender to Krishna, but they want full, the protection from Krishna. So that is completely wrong. When you are surrendered to Krishna, then Krishna will protect you surely. But when we are not surrendered to Krishna, how Krishna can help us? We are dependent on our technology, we depend on our father, mother, we are dependent on our relatives, we depend on our government, we depend on our that so-called leaders, we depend on so-called peoples. Then how come Krishna can help us? How come Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will bestow his blessings? He'll never bestow his blessings upon us like that. So if we really want Krishna's blessing, then we have to leave all the so-called religious activities. Sarva dharmana paritejya mam ekam saranam braja sarva. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, in the last instruction, Krishna said to gave to Arjuna, said, Sarva dharmana paritejya, leave all the so-called religious activities or religious mentality. Leave everything. Live it just now. Then what should you do, Arjun? Aham tam sarva papibha mukshashai maasucha. Mam ekam saranam raja. You should take exclusively my shelter. And if you take my shelter, aham tam sarva papepo, I'll take all of your sin, I'll take care of you. Mahasucha, don't worry. So the devotees is to, sometimes they say, chant Hari, then why you are worry. So we should chant Hari and don't worry. Hari will protect us. Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rake. If Krishna wants to save you, no one can hurt you. No one can do any bad to you. No one can harm you. But if Krishna wants you to be die, no one can protect you. No one. So, okay, after a few days later, when Govinda Thakur was taking a dip in a Ganga, because he was taking bath in the Ganges, so he went there, he took bath. So when he just deep, down to the water, when he just stand and when he was about to come out from the water, he found something stuck with his head. Then he thought, what is this? Then he found it's a wood, that floating object touched his back, and it's appeared to be some sort of wood, you know. So it's although, but it is very heavy. Although it seems like wood, but it's that so much heavy. So he just ignored it, and he came back to his home. And that night he got a dream. In the dream, he got a direction. He got instructions. That in the dream, Daivavani happened and said, "Oh Govinda, please collect that piece of wood. Oh, not it was not wood. It was a stone. It was a shila. It is a stone. So go there and get it and worship it." So he was confused, and and even at that night only, he woke up, he went to the Ganges, and he saw that stone was floating on the water. So he went there, he got it, and he came back to home. And next morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his home. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Govinda, Govinda, so did you get that, stone? He said, yes, Mahaprabhu, but I am confused how I can make a deity from this stone. I don't know how to make it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't worry. After a few days, yeah, yeah, a script, one person will come, and he will give the shape of a deity, and the deity's name will be Gopinath. So the deity, then that person came, and Sri Chaitanya, sorry, that Govinda Ghosh installed the deity, Gopinath deity, and then he got married. He got such a wonderful wife. Then he got a son also, a son. And after a few days, his wife and his son passed away suddenly, untimely. Then he was very, very upset. He was very, very, morose. He was not feeling that much, enthusiastic. He was not serving Gopinath. But it's obvious, when we left, when we mm, lose someone who is very, very important or very, very, close to us, we feel bad. It's, it's not that the devotees are very, very uh, emotionless. No, they have emotions, but they are not full of emotions. You know, they don't get disappointed, frustrated because of these emotions. They have emotions, but they have a control on their emotions. Because what Krishna instructed in Bhagavad Gita, Matra sparshat kunte Shritishna Shukha Dukkada Agam Apayanita Tam Titiksha Bharata. Arjun, please tolerate. All these dualities will come and go. But what we have to learn to tolerate. In Bengali, there is one saying, Je shahe, she rahe. Whoever tolerates, they remain only. And those who can't tolerate, they just and go away from that their goal, their whatever they do. If they don't have that tolerance, they can't stay there. They can't achieve desired success. So that is very very important to tolerate the dualities of this world, because this world is made of dualities, good, bad, that beautiful and then ugly, mm, hot, cold, winter, summer. So all this. So we have to face all this and we have to tolerate it. So Gopinath came to his dream and he said, Govinda, what happened? Nowadays you are not feeding me. Govinda said, are you serious? How I can feed you? What you have given me? I had a wife, I had son, and they left. They passed away untimely. Untimely. So, how you can hope that I will feed you? What you did for me? Gopinath said, Govinda, if someone's one son passed away, will he keep his another son hungry all the time and let him also die? Then he said, no. Then tell me, when I leave my body, who will do my last rites? Antoshti Kriya, which is, the one Kriya from the Dasavidha Sanskar, 10 ritual rites. So who will do that for me? He said, I am your son. Gopinath said, the Krishna himself. Krishna said, I am your son. So I am here to do for you. He said, seriously? He said, yes, of course. I'll do your last rites. And every year after your death, I will observe your death anniversary. So you can understand when Krishna gives the statement, how strong it is and how profound it is. Because Krishna never give a false statement. Krishna always ready to protect his devotees. Even the devotee, if devotee forgets Krishna, Krishna will come and Krishna will remind them about himself. So that's why you should not worry. And we should have a full faith on Krishna's word. We should have a full faith on Guru's word. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chityata Kariyakya. We should have completely faith on Krishna's word. So, Govinda Ghosh, as he is a very, very wonderful devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and very um, he has of course a personal associate of Shri Radha and Krishna. So he has that faith on Krishna's words. So he said, okay. Then he start, offering bhoga to Gopinath ji, and then he has continued his life like this. And after a certain point of time, Govinda Ghosha got old, and he left his body. And you'll be very very surprised to know that Shri Gopinath ji came himself as a Brahmana Vai, and he did his last rites. So can you imagine that Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Etacha Amsha Kalapungsha Krishna Su Bhagavan Swayam, the Swayam Krishna came and do last rites of a person. So how fortunate and how pleasing it is. So that's why devotees, we should be very very uh, focused on our devotional service, and if we can please Krishna, then Krishna will do whatever we need. So have full faith on Krishna. And every year, the death anniversary is observed or organized by Shri Gopinath ji. So so fascinating to know that. So that's why you should very very, and yeah, we are very fortunate to have that opportunity to understand all these pastimes, through the knowledge of Srila Prabhupada, through the eyes of Srila Prabhupada. If Srila Prabhupada would not be here, we might not understand all these pastimes. So that's why we should be very very grateful to Srila Prabhupada. So let us celebrate tomorrow the divine disappearance day of Govinda Ghosh, and of course, Shri Gopinath ji will come and he will celebrate the death anniversary. So why don't we join with Gopinath ji to celebrate Shri Govinda Ghosh's uh, uh, disappearance day? So it is very very important to celebrate the disappearance day of a Acharya. So thank you all very much. I think it's helpful for all of you, and I beg, you know, blessings from all of you. Please bless me so that I can serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his uh, most prominent follower, Sri La Prabhupada, and his wonderful disciples. And I can serve all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.